people are suddenly paying attention after the Campbell's label scandal, what foods you're actually seeing the label on, arguments related to bioengineered foods, and how you can shop differently if you want to avoid them.
Hello, my friends. Thanks for joining the Immigrant Experience in America podcast channel. Welcome if you are new here. We appreciate your support. Please subscribe if you have not already done so and share it with your circle of influence to grow our channel and to get the word out to those who need to hear these immigrant stories and the adjustment challenges that we discuss whilst living abroad. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what do we eat when we move abroad? I have had such an interesting, challenging journey trying to figure out what do I eat. I am constantly modifying, cleansing, detoxing, finding some way to keep the weight off. I mean, I literally have joked around so many times if I eat grass, I gain weight in the US. I can go back to Jamaica and I can eat fried food. I can eat carbs on top of carbs. You name it. I eat whatever I want and I lose weight literally. I talk about this in my book, Decoding America. Check it out. You can find it online everywhere books are sold or globally around the world. You can find it online. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a video of a group of people talking about lab modified food. And this is what they're putting on the food these days. OMG, like what is going on? I'm already having so many challenges just finding clean food, organic food, plant-based food outside of chemicals and all sort of modifications. I've heard of stories of people with money investing in certain industries where you can have 3D printed food. And you probably have heard about the scandal with the Campbell CEO that the chicken that's in the soups are not healthy and that he himself wouldn't eat it. I'm wondering, what have been your struggles over the years? What are your struggles like finding organic or just clean food to eat where you're not blowing up, having anxiety, having all sorts of emotional issues because of the levels of sugar, toxicity, and chemicals that's just in the food? I find myself reading the labels now like reflex because I can't put anything in my mouth because I just know it's going to either show up on my skin, I'm going to blow up, just gain weight overnight, I'm going to have issues sleeping, my hormones are going to be out of whack. It just really affects my health. I can't just put anything in my body because the stuff has been so modified. It blows my mind. But check out an interview that I did with Marcy Keenan. She talks a lot about the food industry in the US. She broke it down and gave us quite a picture of the realities of what's in our food in the US and why we have the struggles that go on in certain scenes to get certain things out of the food. I'd love to hear, what are your struggles? What have you done to eat clean, just simply clean food so you can stay healthy to function? And at the end of the day, the food that we're putting in our mouths, the water we're drinking is working against us. I don't really understand. How are we supposed to function if we're fighting a battle just to eat organic food just so we can stay healthy? Blows my mind all the time. So listen into this video.
Tell me why I'm looking at these chocolate cake pops. On the bottom, it's going to say, contains a bioengineered food ingredient. What do you mean? They got some goop and schloop in here. What?
You gotta love this on a food label. Didn't see it in the store, but now I'm looking at it. Contains bioengineered food ingredients. So that's pretty cool. But don't worry, it's got no high fructose corn syrup.
There are so many foods that are bioengineered or have ingredients that are. It's ridiculous.
What if I told you that most of the food on American grocery store shelves, from snacks to bread to baking ingredients, now has to warn you it contains bioengineered ingredients, and Americans are just now waking up to what that means? Today, we're breaking down what bioengineered actually means and when that label became required, how the term replaced GMO on packaging, why people are suddenly paying attention after the Campbell's label scandal, what foods you're actually seeing the label on, arguments related to bioengineered foods, and how you can shop differently if you want to. Let's get right into it.
Has anybody read the ingredients on our snack food lately? We are literally eating bioengineered food.
First, what does bioengineered actually mean on a food label? This term isn't just marketing. It comes from the USDA's official definition. A bioengineered food is defined as food that contains detectable genetic material that has been modified through in vitro recombinant DNA techniques and for which the modification could not otherwise be obtained through conventional breeding or found in nature. Basically, if the DNA in something has been changed in a lab in a way that can't happen naturally or through ordinary plant breeding, and that altered DNA still shows up in the final food, it qualifies as bioengineered. This USDA labeling requirement came out of a federal law passed by Congress in 2016 called the National Bioengineered Food Disclosure Standard, and mandatory compliance for foods on shelves began January 1st, 2022. One thing to note, a lot of people are used to hearing the word GMO. GMO stands for genetically modified organism, and while bioengineered isn't scientifically a totally different concept, the USDA uses the term bioengineered exclusively on labels now, and companies aren't allowed to use GMO, genetically modified, or genetically engineered to meet the law's label requirement. Walk through any American grocery store and you'll start seeing these labels everywhere, on chips, breakfast cereals, cookies, baking ingredients, crackers, and more.
We're gonna go into 2026 and more truth gonna reveal itself, like everything gonna be exposed, because that's what this was made to do.
More Americans are waking up to the fact that our food is constantly changing, and with confusing messaging and loopholes, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Here's how you can take control of your grocery cart if you personally want to avoid bioengineered foods. Shop for foods labeled 100% organic. By law, certified organic foods can't have bioengineered ingredients. Look for the non-GMO Project Verified label on products. Eat less processed foods and focus on whole foods, fresh produce, meats, etc.
Look at the labels on the food you're buying. If you see anything that says bioengineered ingredients, please post it. We need to demand better. It does not have to be like this. This is absolutely crazy.
If we don't buy this, they can't keep making this.
Buy from farmers markets and local growers. Transparency wins at that level. Read ingredient lists. Simply check for the contains bioengineered ingredients label, typically found underneath the ingredients.
Contains a bioengineered food ingredient. It's right there.
Check on food if it's like bioengineered, because I don't want to eat that, and there's more of it nowadays in stores.
American grocery stores have quietly changed how foods are labeled. Most processed foods now say contains bioengineered ingredients, and that shift is making shoppers pay attention. Finally, go check your pantry and feel free to comment how many items you found with this label.
OMG. OMG. I mean, it's kind of like you're battling every day just to stay alive. Like, seriously, you are battling so many things, including what you put in your mouth, even the bottled water. You're literally struggling to stay alive. What is going on? Any case, I'd love to hear what struggles you guys are having trying to figure out what to eat, and then pick up my book, Decoding America, and learn more about my personal journey and things I've had to do over the years to stay healthy, and the stories of other people. And check out the interview with Marcy Kanan. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and share with your circle of influence. Thank you so much for supporting our channel. Take care now. Stay alive. Try your best to eat healthy and read labels. Thank you.